Welcome to my channel, Data 2 Intelligence Pro. Learn Fabric, Power BI, Data Engineering and Analytics, step-by-step tutorials, real-world data solutions, tips to improve your skills, and Fabric Deep Dive.
You learn how to create and delete a lakehouse. Prerequisites: a Fabric workspace backed by a trial or paid capacity, with contributor or higher workspace permissions. If you don't see the option to create a lakehouse, ask your Fabric admin to assign capacity to the workspace. To create a lakehouse, open your Fabric workspace. Select New Item. Search for or select Lakehouse. Screenshot showing the Lakehouse option in the new menu. The Lakehouse Schemas checkbox is selected by default. Schemas let you organize tables into logical groups, for example, sales, orders and marketing, campaigns, instead of placing all tables in a single flat list. Clear the checkbox if you don't need schema-based organization. Select Create. The Lakehouse opens in the Lakehouse Explorer pane. Ways to load data into a lakehouse. The following sections describe each approach: file upload, shortcuts, dataflow general 2, data pipelines, notebook code, and event stream, ordered from the simplest no-code option to more advanced programmatic and real-time methods. Shortcuts let you reference data in a lakehouse without copying it. Instead of ingesting data from another source, you create a pointer that makes the data appear as a local folder or table. Deleting a lakehouse removes the lakehouse item, all its data, the associated SQL analytics endpoint, and the semantic model. To delete a lakehouse, open the workspace that contains the lakehouse. Find the lakehouse in the item list. To create a shortcut, open a lakehouse and go to the Explorer view. Select the tables or files. Materialized lake views turn complex lakehouse transformations into fast, reusable, query-ready assets that accelerate analytics and reduce compute usage. Results are persisted as Delta files in one lake and refreshed automatically via schedules or event triggers, delivering dependable, up-to-date data. The SQL Analytics endpoint gives you a read-only TSQL query surface over the Delta tables in your lakehouse. Every lakehouse automatically provisions SQL Analytics endpoint when created. There's nothing extra to set up. Behind the scenes, the SQL Analytics endpoint runs on the same engine as the Fabric data warehouse, so you get high-performance, low-latency SQL queries without managing infrastructure. The SQL Analytics endpoint operates in read-only mode over Delta tables. You can't insert, update, or delete data through it. To modify data, switch to the lakehouse and use Apache Spark. Within that read-only boundary, you can query Delta tables with TSQL, run select statements against any Delta table in your lakehouse, including tables exposed through shortcuts to external Azure Data Lake Storage or Amazon S3. Create views, functions, and stored procedures, encapsulate business logic and reusable query patterns in TSQL objects that persist in the SQL Analytics endpoint. Apply row-level and object-level security. Use SQL granular permissions to control which users can see which tables, columns, or rows. Build Power BI reports. Power BI semantic models can connect to the SQL Analytics endpoint through its tabular data stream, TDS, endpoint, so you can build reports over your lakehouse data. Query across workspaces. Use OneLake shortcuts to reference Delta tables in other lakehouses or warehouses, then join them in a single query. Workspace roles define what users can do with Microsoft Fabric items. Roles can be assigned to individuals or security groups from Workspace View. For more information about how to manage workspace roles, see Give users access to workspaces. A user with the viewer role can only read data stored in tables using the SQL Analytics endpoint. Sharing a lakehouse also grants access to the SQL Analytics endpoint. Workspace admin and member roles can share by default. Workspace contributor and viewer roles can share only if they're granted share, reshare, permission on the lakehouse. Recipients have access to your organization tenant and can receive sharing links. You understand that sharing grants read access only. It doesn't grant workspace membership or write permissions. By default, sharing a lakehouse grants Fabric read permission on the lakehouse and the associated SQL Analytics endpoint. Deleting a lakehouse is permanent and can't be undone.